Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of FTL, here on board TaxiService's Moke freighter, and in DrkTemplar's Infinite Space mod. So, we have been journeying quite far so far. We've managed to power ourselves up to ludicrous levels here, with our glaive beam, breach bomb, heavy laser, ion blast combo coming ready to be brought to bear. We have Pegasus missiles on the wings if we need them, defense drones, we got all kinds of nice augments, including weapon pre-igniter and a repair arm, which is actually very useful in this version of the game. Our systems are coming near maximum levels. And we're also nearing our power maximum as well. So, we're going to keep journeying forth here in this somewhat awkward sector, given that it's going to be kind of hard to go everywhere in it before we run out of space entirely. But we'll go take a look around and see what's up. So, first things first, we're going to jump around this way, I think, and then we'll probably head into the nebula and try and get to a bunch of these beacons before we hit the exit. There is, of course, no rebel advance in this version of the game, so we can take as much time here as we'd like. Here, we come to a quiet part of Zoltan space and encounter an ancient Zoltan wise man who has managed to harness the power of a spatial rift, but seems to have been driven completely mad by the power. "Choose your doom," he demands. This is all part of a day's work. Slugs it is. "Do not be fooled, Federation, by a soft underbelly." We detect a wormhole opening up, and seconds later a slug ship is attacking from the opposite direction. Well, that's not good. And they've got a cloak, which means they're probably going to hit us with at least one of those rockets. I can probably block at least one of them with the defense drone, which I probably will try and do. Wrong button. First of all, we're going to try and knock them out before they have a chance to do anything about us, though. Because glaive beam might be able to kill them if all these hit before the Artemis missiles fire. Only one fired, but that's okay. We can use a drone to block that easily. We have plenty of drone parts. There we go. Problem solved. Nice try there, slugs. We salvage the remains and contact the wise man, having gathered 2 missiles, a drone part, and 8 scrap in the process. When he sees we've emerged victorious, the Zoltan wise man enters a rage. Rifts threaten to tear space apart until, instead, the Zoltan implodes, sending a blast wave of scrap and salvage dragged here from distant worlds in our direction. 2 missiles, a drone part, another 19 scrap. Very nice. Alright, we're gathering up some money. Let's keep working our way around the sector and see what else we can find here. I'm sure there'll be good stuff on offer. We detect and retrieve an escape pod floating nearby. We consider returning it to space when we learn it's Mantis. We'll have to dismiss a crew member. This seems kind of like a giveaway of what the result is. But for now, we're just going to jettison the pod, because if it isn't that, I don't want to lose anybody, and having more Mantis won't help us. We have a perfectly good crew anyway. We send the pod back out the airlock because, as it says, we're not stupid. Over this way, let us continue forward. We overhear Mantis comm chatter at this beacon, and they say, "Negative. I have killed more humans." We gulp noticeably, but luckily they don't see us yet. Well, let's attack them then, because that's what we do. They're immediately going to board us, which is fine. I'll send my Mantis in to deal with their Mantis, turn off the oxygen to run the med bay so we can heal ourselves to make sure our Mantis win this fight. We're also going to try and knock out their shields as much as possible. There we go, and... we missed. Okay, I'm going to try and do some damage anyway. There we go. They're going to start firing breach missiles soon, so I'm going to have to use the defense drone to block those, because those things are quite nasty. But for the time being, I'm not too worried. Our Mantis have won their battle there, so I'm going to send them back to there and they can chill out. That is a ion bomb, thankfully, a complete miss of an ion bomb. Also, for whatever reason, the NGU isn't over there helping fix the shield, which means we might be able to actually keep them offline here pretty successfully. Defense drone online, please shoot down that breach missile. Thank you. Alright, engine power and oxygen back online. We're going to breach them in the shields again. Go, breach bomb, go! Alright, that disabled them. Their NG actually has to run to the med bay, which means we can easily kill them in this attack. Even if we miss that, I think we still kill them, because it should do 8 damage, and I think they only have 8 hull. Yep, there we go. Goodbye, Mantis Bomber. Nice try. Ship explodes, giving us 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 15 scrap metal. Fantastic. Turns into a little bit less, of course, because we're using our repair arm to turn that money into health. But given that we're not losing a whole lot for the health we get, it's probably still worthwhile. We arrive to find a ship floating among some debris. "Hello, our impulse drives are shot and we can't jump. Could you give us some fuel?" "Sure, we got plenty of fuel. You can have 4 fuel. Give us something good, though." 20 scrap. Ugh. Turns into 16 scrap. That's marginally more than just buying it ourselves. Let's jump into the store here, and a transmission from the nearby planet indicates an outpost below which offers supplies to travelers. We go down to check it out. We're going to buy all the fuel they've got, and that's probably all we're going to do here because they don't have anything else we need. Yeah. Let's just keep moving. We end up with a tiny bit more fuel than we started out with prior to that previous jump, for about the same cost. A small NG research vessel is trying to fend off a Mantis ship. We move in to engage, but after a quick scan of our ship, the Mantis retreat. The NG offer us a drone schematic as thanks for our timely arrival. giving us 10 scrap and an anti-ship drone Mark 1. Might come in handy. Let's keep jumping around, though. Over this way, we're going to go check out that quest beacon in a little bit. What is this all about? We intercept comm chatter from an incoming Mantis ship.
Look, this ship appears not to be owned by the squishy ones. Maybe they won't smell so bad when we cut them open.
And they move in on our position. Alright, here comes the boarding, and more breach missiles. Thankfully, breach missiles are really not that scary for us, although this is a problem, because I didn't actually give my Mantis a chance to heal fully, because I forgot to turn the medbay back on. Let's try and knock out their shields so we can do as much damage as possible to them. We should be able to kill them before they get to do anything else, but I want to be a little bit wary about this going on over here. There we go. This should be their death warrant, because if we glaive beam them through 4 rooms for 3 damage each, that'll easily destroy them. Even 3 rooms would kill them. There we go. They're dead. Ship explodes, leaving behind a fuel drone part and 14 scrap, and now we can kind of watch this a little bit more closely. We're going to send these guys into the medbay and send our Rockman in there to distract them briefly. I think they're probably going to be able to destroy the oxygen. Yeah, that's fine though. Just want to train up our Mantis a little bit more. You guys are actually top-level fighters now, which is pretty cool, but you're just not quite fast enough when you only have half health to deal with other Mantis, even with our healing factor on. There we go. Power that up, and you guys don't need to fix that. We'll get our NG and Rockman in there to go do the repairs. You guys can head back over to the teleporter, and we'll have the power back into the medbay when we need it. There we go. I should probably heal up a little bit more, because it looks like our Rockman's still injured, but apart from that, we look pretty much safe at this point. There we go. Okay. 114 scrap. We're going to hold on to it for a little bit longer, because why not? What is this all about, then? We find a rock ship docked with a damaged Mantis fighter. Before we have a chance to hail them, the ship moves in to attack us, and we register teleporter symbols from the disabled ship. They're using Mantis tech to board us. Uh-oh. That's not a problem at all, because we have the power of Mantis. Let's send our Mantis over this way, and they can beat up the Rockmen. But we'll turn on our medbay so we can actually heal ourselves. They're trying to board us again. Wow, that's vicious. Alright, that might actually be a problem then. We're going to breach them in the shields. We have a lot of lasers too, which is kind of scary. We're going to send some more crew over to help deal with this incursion. So, we're going to send our Mantis over there as well, and you two can go deal with that for now. Now, we are going to ion blast them in the shields quickly. Ion blast in the shields quickly, rather. And this is going to hurt, but that's okay. We're going to lay down some fire right across there, which should hit shields, weapons, cloak, and... Ooh, look at those hits we took. That's not good. At least we knocked out one of their weapons, but ouch. Ouch. We really need to get our repairs going on here. Alright, let's send Mikhail into the helm, because if we have no helm and they fire again, this is going to hurt even more. And unfortunately, it's really on fire, so it's going to happen, too. Only one hit there. It's not so bad. We're going to send our Mantis in to follow these guys. They actually ran away, which is interesting enough. We're going to send our Rockman back into the medbay. We're going to vent this room, because there's no point in having it active at the moment. And we're going to send Earl back over to the shields to give us some more defensive power if we can. We're going to be ready to breach them in the shields. Actually, we're just going to do that right now, because our glaive beam is almost ready to fire again. There we go. Our Mantis should be able to kill those guys off pretty successfully here. There we go. And the glaive is ready, so let's fire it up through those rooms and disable more of their equipment. They've actually resisted some of the damage, but we did instantly kill the guy on the engines, which is kind of surprising. Let's get in there and protect our oxygen, because if that thing gets destroyed now, we're in a bit of trouble. We're actually going to power the oxygen as well, because our ship is starting to run out of the stuff, and we're going to send Atreyu back to the medbay. They've actually run off home, which is surprising, because I don't think they came from that ship. But whatever, I'm not too bothered either way. We're going to make sure they can't attack us too much more, knock out their weapons there with our ion. There we go. And we can glaive beam them to death at our leisure. There's no way they can repair fast enough to survive. Oh, triple resist damage. You jerks. Alright, well, that'll work. That'll do it. In that case, we're going to have to wait for the glaive beam to charge again and make sure we actually hit 4 rooms, because apparently they don't feel like playing nice. There we go. This should kill them. The odds of them reducing the damage 4 times are pretty unlikely. There we go. Rock Assault goes down. That was pretty crazy, though. Ship explodes, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 18 scrap, and that'll do. Okay. That was a pretty unexpected series of events there. Let's head over this way and work our way towards the exit. We arrive at an asteroid field and immediately begin evasive maneuvers when a loud clunk reverberates through the ship. At first we think the hull's been hit, but the noise came from some rock intruders teleporting aboard. Oh no, not rock intruders. Let's get our crew over there, power up the medbay again, because that's what we do best, and then we'll try and knock these guys' shields offline so they get killed by the asteroid field. Dunk, and one more shot. Perfect, and now you are dead. Unless you can survive 15 damage, which I don't believe you can. Oh, you resisted some of it. Thankfully for us, though, the asteroids will kill you in a second anyway. We're going to swap positions with our Mantis and Earl so that they don't die. And the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material, as well as a missile, a drone part, and 15 metal. Very nice. Alright, let's murder off these rockmen, and then we can move on our merry way. Fantastic. Send our Mantis back over to the teleporter, and we'll send Earl back to the console. Fantastic. You should probably turn our oxygen back on again, but you know what? Who needs to breathe, really? I mean, come on. Let's head over this way, then we'll work our way to the nebula if we can. Hopefully we can make a jump directly there. We'll have to wait and see. A small rebel ship is docked at a small station. We try and lay low, but it spots us, so we have to power up our weapons. Alright, that's actually pretty scary. They have an attack drone Mark II, and a beam drone, and a whole bunch of beam weapons, and an ion weapon. That could actually be bad. Luckily for us, though, they're also super poorly defended, so they're dead right now. Goodbye there, guys. Sorry. They try and surrender, offering us 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 10 scrap, but we're going to kill them. Bye-bye, NG Bomber. And the ship explodes, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 17 scrap. Easy enough. Unfortunately, we can't make that jump, not that I'm really surprised. Let's head back this way, and then work our way into the nebula field ourselves. I should really turn the oxygen back on, though, so let's do that, and then we'll keep moving. Let's jump over here into the nebula and explore a little bit further. What's all this, then? The Mantis attack ship here looks to have been hunting slugs on their home turf, a rare test of honor for the mightiest Mantis crews. Weapons are up. Alright, they're boarding us. Where are they boarding us? In the shields again. Alright, send our Mantis back over there. We're going to send our Rockman back over in there as well. He can help beat them up a little bit. We're going to have to swap with Earl very quickly, because otherwise Earl's going to wind up dead, because Earl's been taking a lot of beating right now. Quickly swap his position with a Mantis. There we go. We're going to breach these guys in the shields, hopefully knocking most of their defenses off. There we go. And here comes a Ion Blast to add into damage. We're going to Glaive Beam right through weapons, engines, and medbay, I think. There we go. Taking some hits, but thankfully nothing too serious. We can send our Mantis back over this way, Rockman back over there. We're going to turn off the oxygen again to power the medbay, because that's what we do best. And we're going to hopefully be able to take these guys out before they do too much else to us. Thankfully, we knocked out their First Laser Mark II combo, at least temporarily, so they won't be able to use all of that firepower on us again for a little bit longer. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it all plays out. Now, we're going to breach them again to make sure they die, because if they get the shield bar up right halfway through our laser, that's going to suck. But now they are guaranteed dead. We have plenty of breach bombs to spend anyway. And that is a dead Mantis bomber. Nice try there, guys. Ship explodes, giving us 2 missiles, a drone part, and 16 more scrap. That'll do. Alright. We have a ton of missiles and drone parts. An absolute ton of them. Okay, I think we can turn off the medbay now. We don't really need it. We're probably going to spend money at the end of the sector before we jump to the next area, so we have a little bit more powerful ship for fighting the mini-boss that we're going to face off against. I don't really know what I want to buy, though. Probably either more shields or more evasion, because both of those are really good. More weapon firepower would be fun as well, so we can use the heavy laser at the same time, so we can hit the glaive beam more power with more damage more often. But I'm not sure if that's exactly what we want right now. Probably is, though. It's either weapons, shields, or engines at this point. We can't get ourselves a cloak with this version of the Moke. The Moke was updated recently to replace the Kestrel, so you can actually get a cloaking system on it, whereas you cannot with this one I was originally using, which replaced the Federation cruiser. But that's fine. We don't necessarily need one right now. So let's work way over this way, head towards the exit. When we arrive here, we see a number of derelict ships near this beacon, and after a short time, we hear the telltale sounds of a teleporter and shouts coming from within the ship. Oh no! We've been boarded by humans! Whatever shall we do? Let's get in there and distract them for a little bit, guys. Our Mantis can easily slice these guys up. What's your name? Yevon C. What's your name? Junpeng. You are Fairy, and you are Walker. Sorry, guys. The Mantis have already killed your first set of your brethren. These guys are going to head out of the room. And the Mantis are going to come in and kill you as well. Because that's what they do best. Love murdering angry, slimy humans. Fantastic. Well done there, Mantis. Alright, send Baron back into the engines, and we can just chill out here for a little bit before we move on again. Now, this seems pretty solid at the moment. I'm probably going to want to buy more weapon, more power bars before we do too much else as well. So maybe I'll just spend my money on upgrading the weapons and getting power. That seems like actually a pretty good option for us. So, weapon bar at maximum, power bars as well, heavy laser turns online, that seems pretty solid. I'd like to get a different weapon to replace our heavy laser ion blast combo, something that does three shots or more would be nice, or something that consistently does ion damage or something like that. If I could get an ion blast Mark II with our ion blast, we could just shred people's shields and then glaive beam them to death. But this is a pretty good combo for now, and it works quite well with the automated with the weapon pre-igniter. Let's jump over here and see what we're up against. I have a feeling it's not going to be pleasant. Alright, what is this? It's the Sunwalker, the elite Slug cruiser. We arrive at the coordinates we got from the cruiser. Our scanners pick up the elite. It is indeed a powerful ship, with our crew reporting signs of superior technology. We're warned to be cautious. We try and hail the ship, and the ship responds by raising their shields and powering their weapons. However, our engine power also begins to fluctuate. Well, that's not good. Okay, thankfully we can actually use that power to run our defense drones, which we probably will be doing right now. I might also use the anti-ship drone when I'm not using the defense drone. For now, I'll power him up, though. He at least helps block some of the asteroids and keep our shields alive. We might just wind up using him the whole time, but we'll have to wait and see. Come on, reappear, enemy. You have a good cloak, wow. You're gonna power up those rockets fully. Firebomb comes in. Alright, firebomb hits an empty room. That's fine. We'll send our Rockman over to go deal with it. Ion bomb comes in. No! No, 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 no. That's not okay. So we're gonna immediately breach bomb them in the shields. And they... 5 ion damage! You monsters! You knocked out our entire weapon set! That's awful. That really sucks. We didn't even get a chance to use our weapon pre-igniter there. Wow. These guys are viciously powerful, apparently. That takes forever to turn back on as well, so we're literally just sitting ducks here until this happens. They've ioned out our oxygen, which is really not that bad, but 5 rounds of ion is insane. That is an insane weapon. Alright, power in the medbay, I guess, temporarily, so we don't all suffocate and die. I guess we'll send... I'll leave Maxwell there for now, because if the bomb lands over there, which is equally likely, he's at least partway in between. Power back into weapons, please. Of course, they're cloaked again, so I can't even start charging yet. This sucks. This really sucks. Alright, please block some of those missiles. Ow, this really hurts. This is not cool. Let's get these guys in there and try and fix that fire problem. We may have to bail on this, because these guys... It's the ion in the weapons is what really messed us up here. If it wasn't for that, we might have had a chance to actually do something here. But them immediately knocking out our firepower before we can even use it once is pretty irritating. Let's breach them in the shields. Don't you dare do it again. No, good. They hit an empty room this time. So the glaive beam's almost ready. Please don't interrupt me. We're going to fire 2 shots over in this direction, see if we can actually knock out their defenses. Ow, we're taking so much damage, and they cloaked immediately. Fantastic. Alright, we need to turn our oxygen on. We need to get this oxygen repaired pronto, otherwise we are going to suffocate to death. Here comes a firebomb in an empty room. NG, you're going to have to leave. Alright, get out of there. Powering up the oxygen, double powering the med bay for now so we don't lose our NG. More bombs coming our way. This time it's an ion bomb in an empty room again, which is good. They're going to repair the shields before I can destroy them again, but I'm going to have to take the chance here. Unfortunately, our drones are offline, which means we have to take all of this damage. I think we're actually just going to jump away. As tough as our ship is, we can't afford to just sit here and eat this damage. If we had been able to attack at the beginning of the match, then we would have probably had a decent chance to beat them. But given that the game was just like, nope, you don't get to do anything, there's nothing we can do about that. Inside this nebula, we detect a rogue planet drifting through space. On its surface, a huge monolith, visible at this distance even to the naked eye. A Zoltan elder hails us from the planet, saying, "Through luck or intent you have discovered the great eye. Look into its depths and receive your just desert." Sure. We approach the planet carefully, trying to keep our ship from breaking up in orbit. The monolith, whatever it is, must sense as much, because the next thing we know, we have enough scrap to patch up some of our damage, and more besides. 19 scrap is not enough to patch up 2/3 of hull damage, but whatever, I appreciate the gesture. But yeah, the problem there was just that we got super unlucky at the beginning of the match. If they hadn't hit us in the weapons, that was literally the worst place they could have hit us. Maybe the helm would be marginally worse, because we'd take more damage, but even then, getting hit in the weapons sucked with that 5 ion, because we couldn't even use the glaive beam once we had knocked out their shields with the breach. There was just nothing we could do. So we'll just keep jumping, and we'll see if we can do something else here. Sometimes FTL just says, no, you can't do anything like that. A slug ship hails us here, saying they've detected some worrying radiation coming from our medical units, and perhaps we should take a look. As he signs off, our medbay shuts down, and their crew teleport aboard from the nearby station. And surprise, surprise, they don't look like engineers. Let's try and squeeze some extra power to the system. There we go. Fearing the imminent battle, we desperately try to get the medbay working again. Its lights flicker back on, and we turn to face the intruders. Oh no, not slug boarders. Let's send our Mantis to go deal with them. But yeah, that Stormwalker shouldn't have been that hard to kill, but we got super unlucky at the start. So we'll try and take out our anger on these guys instead, because that's what we do, and we're going to murder them. Goodbye. Oh, they had more health than I thought. That's strange. I thought they had 11 hull. I should have killed them. Whatever. I must have miscalculated there. So power into the medbay. We are going to take them out now. We can't quite kill them with the heavy laser, but it's going to be... Oh, no, we can't kill them at all with the heavy laser. I could use another bomb on it. That seems like a bit of a waste. They've cloaked, so we'll just wait, and then we'll hit them again. We don't have to do all that much damage, but we do need to actually be able to hit them. There we go. There we go, and you're dead. Goodbye there, Slug Assault. Vengeance for the Stormwalker just did to us. The slug ship breaks apart and our systems return to normal. We get 2 fuel, a missile, and 22 scrap. Alright, that'll do. Get some repairs out of this as well. Let's jump over this way, see if we can avoid the exit beacon for as long as we can, because we're going to have to fight something powerful, and we're already down to half hull. We jump into the sector of a nebula beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves in to attack us. Let's try and fight it. Perfect. You don't have any shields. Goodbye. Thanks for fighting, Auto Assault. Thanks for dropping by. Ship explodes, leaving behind 2 fuel, drone part, and 16 scrap. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Since we had our glaive beam still charged there, we'd be able to use it regardless, and I figured they'd probably only have 1 shield or less, unless we got unlucky and they were a 4-shield ship, which would be pretty crazy. But that worked out just fine for us. So we're going to make sure the engines are powered good. We're actually going to power the breach bomb as well, just in case, because I want to have at least these 2 things powered, because they take the longest to charge up. And we're going to jump across the nebula and see what's over here. It's another ion storm, what do you know? Glad I powered them. We jump into the middle of a plasma storm where multiple recently incapacitated ships loom in the shadows, briefly illuminated by the lightning. Alright, let's have our pilot carefully explore the debris then. Most of the debris is hardly even usable as scrap, but we do find a small bomb and 7 scrap metal. And we get 2 hull for 2 scrap. That's amazing. Let's go check out this distress beacon, then we'll work our way out of the sector. What's all this then? We arrive to find a slug ship in the middle of boarding a disabled rock freighter. Sure, let's engage the slugs, why not? We charge weapons and the slugs immediately back down. When we return to the freighter, the rockmen have already repaired the worst of their damage and jump away without another word. That was a weird event. Nobody did anything. They just looked at each other and then left. Weird. Whatever. Okay, let's get out of here. I could go back and try and face the Storm Chaser again, actually. That might be something fun to try. Before we leave, let's go do that one more time. We're going to go back, waste a whole bunch of fuel here, which is kind of dumb. But we're going to go back and try and face off against the nasty elite cruiser here one more time and see if we can take them down. Since we do have another shot here at hitting them before we lose our weapons, we might actually have a decent shot. They're immediately cloaked again. Alright, that's fair enough. We're going to want our defense drone online again. Get as much defense as we can against those rockets. I actually don't need the shields right now, come to think of it. We kind of need them to protect against the asteroids, but really, this stuff isn't that dangerous. Unless they ion bomb our shields, but if they do that, it's going to do 5 ion damage anyway, so... You monsters! Okay, at least it isn't a nastier thing. It isn't the ion bomb this time. Let's breach them in the shields. Where'd our bomb go? I don't know. I don't know where it went. Well, ion bomb hit an empty room this time, which is good. Our slug is almost dead, though, so you're going to need to run to the medbay, friend. Turn off the oxygen to power the medbay. Please don't hit us with a rocket in the medbay. Oh, thank goodness. Look at all those misses. That's glorious. Alright, we can send you back in here. Send our slug back there as well. Excuse me. We really need that breach missile online so we can try and knock him out again. Rather, the breach bomb. If we can hit them in the shields with a breach bomb, we might actually be able to take them out here. Breach bomb, go. Please hit this time. Thank you. And they actually resisted all the system damage. That means it literally did nothing. Alright, that's a jerk move. If we can at least knock their shields out once, we'll be able to fight these guys. But otherwise, we're in a hard position here. They've damaged our engines, but that's not too bad. Interestingly enough, since we came back here a second time, the ionization of the shields didn't happen. Run, 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 slug. Okay. Into the medbay. Double charge that medbay. Heal you faster. We need to fix our weapons in a second, but that's not as high priority as not having Nicola die. Ion blast in an empty room, that's fine. Let's send a Treyu over there, close the vent. There we go. Breach bomb's almost ready. Alright, let's get Nicola back in there then. They can run that system. We're going to breach him in the shields. Please actually do system damage this time. There we go. Alright, heavy laser them to knock the shields off temporarily, and we're going to lay down some fire on them. Specifically, we're going to fire up through here to reduce their evasion, cloak, and weapon power. There we go. That's not bad. We need our oxygen back online now, so we're going to do that pronto. We're going to go put out some fires here. We're going to send you back down, and Nicola can take over the system. There we go. Alright. Ion Blast, I want you back online. There we go. And I want higher evasion, thank you very much. We don't need the health right now, so that'll be just fine. Okay, if we can hit them again, we might have a good chance of killing them here. If we can't, we're going to be in trouble, so we're going to have to wait and see what we can do. These rockets are pretty vicious, though. Like Artemis missiles that set fires and breach. There go our shields. That's not a good thing. Let's go fix that pronto. Drone control isn't great either, though. So we're going to send Baron down there temporarily to fix that. We're going to breach them in the shields again. Please do system damage. Thank you. Okay, we're going to be able to actually hurt them in a second, so we're going to ion blast them first. And we're going to hit them with a heavy laser. And they are dead, I think. We should be able to hit them in 4 rooms here, which should just kill them outright. Oh, thank goodness. Whew! We beat the elite slug cruiser. Ship explodes and we get 3 fuel, 4 missiles, a dome part, and 15 scrap. Ooh, when our crew completes the salvage, they report finding something that may be of use. An advanced hull missile. And we found advanced technology. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see what that does. That's our first piece of advanced technology so far this game. It was it cost us a great deal to acquire, but it might be really good. So let's find out what it does. We're going to send these guys back to various positions they need to be in before we do anything else. There we go. And power up the med bay. Let's see what this advanced missile... Oh, I can't do that here. Okay, I guess we'll jump somewhere else then we'll take a look at it. What does the advanced hull missile do? The advanced hull missile is a 3 damage missile that does 6 damage to systemless rooms. Costs 2 power. That's pretty sweet. I might have to take that in place of my breach missiles. But the thing about the breach missiles that makes them so good, or the breach bombs rather, is that they are bombs, so they bypass missile defenses. The advanced hull missiles won't do that. It's a pretty sweet weapon, though. Maybe we'll take that in place of the hull laser or something. I can power all those at the same time. That's actually really nice. If I take the heavy laser out, put the hull missile in, I can have all of these 3 weapons charged at the start of a fight and switch to the ion blast if I need to. That might be pretty awesome. So if I turn off this and turn on that, that would work. Yeah. Let's go heal Earl quickly. There we go. Stick him in the medbay proper. Give him that time and a half healing speed instead of like 50% healing speed. And there we go. Power up our engines. Let's jump over towards that exit and get out of here and see what we're going to face off against the next sector. We only have a third of our hull left, which isn't a great situation, but it might be okay. With our advanced hull missile, which I'm interested to try out. It's only 1 missile, unfortunately. It's not like that advanced Lido, which was just vicious. But it still has a lot of firepower. A 6 damage empty room missile is pretty deadly. Let's go check out this exit beacon, though, and see what's waiting ahead for us. Alright, come at me. What have you got? Long-range beacon is almost hidden within a nebula, and when the FTL drive is charged, we can jump to the next sector. Here we go. What do we face off against here? We arrive in a new sector of deep space, where our sensors pick up a large cruiser-class ship. Our crew reports an incoming transmission, saying, "We recommend you leave while we try and decide if you're worth destroying." We're about to start charging our FTL drive when we receive another transmission. "We have scanned your ship and determined its value for scrap is too high for us to let you leave." Their transmission ends and the ship begins to power their weapons. Alright, they have a super defense drone again, like always. We're going to breach them in the shields, though, and hit them with the glaive beams. That's what we do best. They look like they have that glaive drone again, which isn't super cool. We're going to try and fire the hull missile at them just to see what happens. It's probably going to get blocked immediately. Yeah, that's okay, though. We're going to lay down some hurt on them right through here, which should actually disable their drone control somewhat as well. Good, that turns off the beam drone, which is the scariest one there. They still have some rockets they can bring to bear against us, but most of their firepower is disabled now. We can breach them again if we want. Uh-oh. Here come some bombs. Ouch! Breach bomb right in the shields. That hurt. That's actually really bad. Okay. We're going to breach them in the drone control, perhaps? Because otherwise that beam drone is really going to hurt now that we have no shields all of a sudden. So that seems like the best course of action right now. We can glaive beam them to death in a second. Please knock out that drone. Thank you. Okay. He only managed to do a little bit of damage to us, so that's good. That is definitely good. Turn on the med bay. That seems like a good option. We could try and board them with our Mantis, but that's a whole lot of people, and even Mantis are going to have a hard time dealing with that many impending fights. We are going to kill them now, though, before I forget, before they get a chance to repair their shields any further. We're going to glaive beam up somewhere safe, like this, where you can't not hit 3 rooms. They resisted the system damage, but they died anyway. Fantastic. Okay, ship explodes, we get 3 fuel, 4 missiles, a drone part, and 19 scrap. And our crew is able to extract interesting data from the remains of their computer database. We find information about an elite NG cruiser in this sector, which is apparently very powerful. Well, we'll see about that when we get there, won't we? Fix up those shields. I might as well send Maxwell in to start fixing the engines. Go fix the shields as well there. More power into the shield system. Fantastic. Excuse me. Alright. Alright. We are looking pretty solid now. We're still low on hull, but we should probably be able to get over that problem without too much trouble, as long as we can just fight some more things and not get too badly beat up along the way. Using 2 missiles per fight is probably not the best strategy, but you know what? We'll make do. It's annoying that he was just about to turn the oxygen on when he was at full health, and he starts suffocating and reduces back below full health again. So close and yet so far. I might want to buy a bit more power, just straight up buying power, because that way we can use our drones more easily and keep our oxygen and our med bay and our engines online. I'm going to buy at least 1 right now, because having at least enough power to run these seems like a good idea. Now we have 2 power, we can move over to drones if we want. I should also expand our drone control power, so if I really want, I can use both of these. We'll have to wait and see about how likely that's going to be. Either way, that seems like a pretty good situation so far. Next sector looks interesting. A lot of nebula in it, not that that makes a big difference for us in this version of the game. We're probably going to kind of work our way over like this. You know, just scatter our way across. We'll have to come all the way back from there, which kind of sucks. But then we can go check out the exit. We might not be able to get to this beacon, because it's on the other side of the exit, and I don't think you can get there from here. But we will see what we can do, and it should be good. I'm going to be right back before we do that, and then we will venture forth into this sector. This is probably going to be the last sector of this run, though, because there comes a point where we're just super powerful, and really, there's only so much enjoyment that can be had from stomping every enemy you meet every time. So this is probably the last sector of the run, but I'll be right back, and then we'll get going. Alright, let's get this show back on the road again. So, here we are in our new sector. We just defeated a nasty ship and learned of an even nastier one hidden over here. Let's take a look around and see what we can do. Alright, what's all this then? There are a few more vicious beasts in the galaxy than a slug with his back to the wall. The faltering ship at this beacon disables our door system and then charges fire weapons. They're going to try and burn us out. That might be difficult, because we're going to explode them before they get the chance. Breach bomb, please. Thank you. And you are a dead selection of slugs. Not a whole lot you can do to survive this, guys. Goodbye. The slug light cruiser is destroyed utterly. And we get 3 fuel, a drone part, and 12 scrap from their wreckage. Let's look around a little bit more and see what else we can destroy for easy money. Also for repairs, which is a nice thing about it. We're immediately hailed by a dangerous-looking ship.
I'm feeling generous today. I shall allow you to choose your own death. Which do you like least? Shields, oxygen, or weapons?
Clearly oxygen. Who needs to breathe?
A being that would choose suffocation? Well, who am I to judge?
Our life support shuts off and they move into attack. Yeah, sure. You say that like I'm going to be super bothered about the fact they've just knocked out my oxygen. I couldn't care less. We are going to be using a defense drone there to block those missiles if we can. And once they reappear, we're going to smash them into bits anyway, so I doubt they're going to get a chance to use them. Yeah, there we go. Let's even fire the hollow missile at them. Go! There we go, and now you are doomed. 2 missiles for your death. Done. Didn't even need the drone part. There we go. Slug ship breaks apart and our systems return to normal. We collect 2 missiles, a drone part, and 12 scrap, so the missiles even paid for themselves. What do you know? Let's keep going. Let's jump over here and hopefully we'll be able to make that jump back and we can move around and explore a bit more. It's hard to see why, but this beacon is apparently a tourist destination. One of the ships at the small station here is offering a fuel for 4 missiles. Why not? Sure. We kind of need the fuel more than the missiles at this point, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. What do we see here? Our sensors are no match for the Slug's telepathic abilities. A ship we never even saw opens fire from astern. Unfortunately for them, they're never actually going to get a chance to shoot because they're already dead. Goodbye, Slugs. This is what I mean. You're just too powerful. Will we accept what's in their stores in exchange for their lives? No. Sorry, Slugs. You're dead. Not this time. Ship explodes, giving us 2 fuel, drone part, and 16 scrap. I want the hull repair is the main thing. That's why I want to get the scrap rather than getting something like a anti-bio beam or whatever that I don't need. We find a Slug vessel broadcasting the distress signal and contact them.
Yes. We are having problems with our oxygen generation unit. Perhaps your crew can assist in repairs?
Let's have our Mantis oversee the repairs, which is an interesting option, because Mantis are terrible at repairs. But once on board, it becomes clear that nothing is wrong with their O2. Almost expecting this, our Mantis calmly responds to the trap. Once a couple of slugs have been spread across the walls of their ship, the rest surrender, giving us 19 scrap. There we go, and no one died. Fantastic. Let's jump to the distress beacon then, and check out what's going on over here. We find a number of ships fleeing from a small space station being overrun by giant alien spiders. Despite our bravery, we're not going to be getting involved. That's terrible English. We're not going to be getting involved with giant alien spiders because that thing is a death trap. What do we see here? We arrive at an asteroid field and are greeted by a Zoltan guard.
By attempting to access these closed mining fields, you are in violation of the Natural Mineral Protection Act. Your weaponry will be confiscated for processing.
You say that, but you only have 1 shield bar and 3 damage worth of weapons. You guys are really poorly equipped to be threatening us. I can actually kill you in 1 shot with this hull missile, which I am going to try and do. Absolutely I am. Oh, I can't though. You have no empty rooms. Okay, I'll just kill you with a glaive beam then. We are massively overpowered now. Ship explodes, giving us a fuel, 2 missiles, and 15 scrap. Fantastic. Let's venture forth even further. This is actually a bad choice. I should have gone here first. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quite safely, but now it's going to be a lot harder to do it properly. Although I think I could probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see if we can make that jump across diagonally. So, what do we see over here? It's an ion storm. Oh, good. We arrive in the middle of a plasma storm, and despite the harsh conditions, the Rebel Scout is waiting for us. Okay, well, we're going to breach them in the shields first of all. Goodbye, shield system. Goodbye, NG. Done. We're too powerful. This is what I mean. There's no point in going much further than this. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap, giving us 2 fuel, 2 missiles, and 15 scrap. Okay. At this point, the really only challenging things here are those super ships at the end of each sector. So we'll go take this guy down if we can. We'll see what else we can do. We arrive at a Zoltan security checkpoint set up in a perimeter around the beacon. Traveling vessel. You will submit to crew profiling to identify fugitives of the Empire. Let's have our Slug talk them into letting us go and see what happens. They might give us some rewards or something. I don't know. I've never done this one before, I don't think. We give the guards permission to dock with the ship before they... Oh, I have done this one. Did this just recently. Before they come on board, our crew member slowly advances to meet them. As far as we can tell, no words are exchanged, but the guards offer us supplies and say the ship checks out. They give us 2 fuel and we don't ask any questions. Okay. Put power back into systems then. There we go. And why not even put some in there? Oh, I don't have enough system power. That's right, you can't put more than 8 power into a system. That makes sense. Okay. Let's jump over to this nebula beacon and see if it's another ion storm. It's not. Fantastic. We're surprised to find a ship without slug markings stranded all the way out here and move in to provide assistance. We see the pirate insignia on their hull, however, we quickly reconsider. What do you mean without slug markings? It's clearly a slug interceptor. Whatever. Let's murder these guys. I might actually board them to death for a change. A little bit of a change of pace. Oh, a Zoltan and an NG. Easy pickings. Easy pickings. They will go down nice and smooth. And another Zoltan. You poor guys. You have no idea what you were getting into when you came to fight us, did you? Alright, well, you didn't really come to fight us. We came and murdered you. But that's fine. We had 2 missiles, a drone part, and 20 scrap. And we're going to teleport back home again. I'll stick you guys in the medbay briefly so you can actually heal up properly. There we go. Healing at 1.5 speed isn't that bad. 3 times is better, of course, but that would take another upgrade, and I don't feel like spending any money right now. So we're not gonna. And we'll send our Mantis back over to the teleporter, and let's jump again. So let's jump over this way, and we can head over and fight the super ship. The Vortex. the enemy vortex. The ship refueling station here at this beacon, we can purchase fuel from them for 12 scraps, so we will. Done and done. That'll give us the fuel we need to waste time jumping around in the sector. What are we going to fight off here? We have no idea. We encounter a small craft with minimal propulsion. Its rock crew member explains that the rock homeworld is run on lies and propaganda, and they want no part of it. Let's show them to our improved sensor data suite. The rock captain is impressed by the data we've collected and agrees to stay with us until they find their footing in the galaxy. That's fine, Lana, but you can actually stay on your own ship. I don't need any more friends on Mars right now. Let's go fight this vortex. In an asteroid field. Oh, good. We arrive at the coordinates we got from the cruiser. Our scanners pick up the elites, and it is indeed a powerful ship with superior technology. Look at those lasers. That's actually scary. Ship responds by raising shields and powering weapons. They've got a rocket drone, a beam drone, a super defense drone, and lots of lasers and bombs. Let's breach them in the shields. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's just fire a hull missile in there and see if it gets through their defenses. I doubt it will, but it might. Did not. So we're going to immediately fire the glaive beam through here then. There we go, weakening their shields further. We are going to leave the hull missile on at this point because it doesn't make much of a difference really. We're either going to get blasted with massive damage or we are not. There's nothing really we can do about it. We're going to turn on our defense drone to see if we can block some of those... Oh, the rocket drone's offline. That's perfect. Okay. We're going to try and breach them again in the shields. Keep them... If we can get the shields offline completely, they're going to be in so much trouble. Unfortunately, we missed. Ion bomb comes in and misses us as well, which is good. We're going to lob a hull missile in there and see if the drone manages to miss it. It doesn't look like it did, though. Alright, we are going to send our crew over to fix that breach. We're actually send our Mantis to go fix that radar, because why not? Here comes a missile, thankfully blocked by our defenses, which is awesome. They're down pretty low on shields. We're actually going to try and glaive beam them through here because they just took a hit on there, which should mean that this does good damage. There we go. Not bad damage anyway. So they are down to 2 hull remaining. We're going to breach bomb them in the shields again if we can. Send our NG over to the med bay to start healing again because otherwise they're in trouble. Excuse me. We are actually in pretty big trouble ourselves. We're going to try and hull missile them to death if we can. Maybe it'll get through this time. Their drone was twitching out like crazy there, but it didn't seem to have too much trouble following us. Now, our defense drone is offline for some reason. Oh, they did a 5 ion damage again. I hate those ion bombs. Those are vicious. Alright, turn the medbay on then, because we're going to need some medical power. Turn the oxygen on as well, because why not? We're going to send our Mantis over here to repair this. All we need is the glaive beam to do some damage to them, and we will kill them, because they'll only have to take 2 hits worth of damage. Unfortunately, we're actually in a lot of trouble here with this rocket drone. We can't block. So we're going to try and breach their shields again. Please hit. Perfect. As long as they don't hit us in the weapons too hard now, they will die right now. Go away, Elite Cruiser. Fantastic. That was actually not that bad. Ship explodes and we get a fuel, 5 missiles, a drone part, and 20 scrap, as well as an advanced ion blast. That sounds awesome. Yes, please. We found more advanced technology. That might make us massively OP to the point where we just cannot be stopped anymore. With a glaive beam and an advanced ion weapon, we're probably good to go. Let's repair this breach in our hull, though, and then take a look at our spoils. So, the advanced ion... Oh, I can't do that here. Dang it, I have to jump back first. Okay, let's jump back in this direction and see what this advanced ion blast actually is. This advanced ion blast is a 2-power 4-second charge time. Wow. Wow. That's game over right there. A 4-second charge time. That's crazy. Alright, well, let's take this thing, because there's no reason not to. We'll keep the breach missiles and the hull missiles, I guess, and we can use them once, then we just use the ion blast to vaporize our enemies. It's too bad we can't use all this stuff at the same time, but we don't even need to. With a 4-second charge time, who needs to have that thing preloaded? You take a salvo with the breach missile and hull missile, and then if you still need it, you have the ion blast to just vaporize them. Well, I think we've just about reached the point of no competition. Never mind no return. People are just not going to be able to fight us after this. Power up our engines a little bit more to make us harder to hit, too. There we go. Let's go over and finish off this sector, and I think we're going to call it quits, because we've basically reached the event horizon. There's nothing they can do to us now that's going to be strong enough to block this. The Ion Blast might not be super effective against ships that have those Defense Drone Mark IIs, but we still have the breach bombs and hull missiles if we need them, so really it doesn't make a difference. Our ship emerges quite far from the beacon, where we see a rebel ship waiting nearby, undoubtedly stationed to look for us. Let's murder them then. We're going to turn off our hull missile, turn on the ion blast, and see how fast this thing fires. It should be pretty outrageous. For 2 power as well. It's basically an Ion Blast Mark II for 1 power less than otherwise. Because normally those things take 3 power to run, whereas this one only takes 2. And it's pretty darn fast. I miss like crazy all the time, because I'm just not very good at aiming. We've hit 1 of those shots so far. There we go. But, we should be able to take him out here. Come on now, Ion Blast. All you gotta do is hit it 1 more time. There we go. And now we killed him. We don't even need that bomb, but I'm spending it anyway because we have such ultimate power. We could take 6 fuel, 4 missiles, and 10 scrap from these guys, sure. Doesn't make a difference at this point. We don't really need the scrap, and we do need the fuel if we're going to keep going indefinitely. Let's make sure we go to every beacon because we have enough fuel to do so. What is over here? An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station here. Without functioning sensors, we can't tell what's inside. That's okay, we're going to attack them anyway. So, first things first, let's just kill them. They basically are defenseless against us. Like most ships are, honestly, at this point. Goodbye, auto assault. It was nice fighting you. We get 12 scrap from the broken ship, we investigate the station, and find a boarding drone as well as 10 more scrap. Okay, that'll do. We have a full inventory now, though. Boarding drone, I'll swap you for the small bomb, I guess. Ion blast. I'll swap you for the ion blast. Swap you for the heavy laser. Swap you for the small bomb. There we go. Okay. And we can actually jump around. Perfect. Good, good. What do we have here? We're greeted by a rare sight, a Mantis ship that appears not to have noticed us. Well, let's attack them then, and make them wish they did notice us. So they're going to try and board us, but that's fine by me. We're going to send our Mantis to go kill their Mantis. We're going to breach them in the shields. We're going to hull missile them in the shields. And now we kill them outright. Basically, anyway. We vaporize their weapons, engines, and medbay. They have 1 hull remaining. We're going to switch off the missiles, turn on the ion blasts, knock out the shields, and then actually just leave the hull missile on. I can kill them with that. That was my mistake. Whatever. We're going to do 1 6 damage hull missile here to kill them off, just for massive overkill. Nice try there with a halberd beam there, gentlemen. Unfortunately, you can't do anything to my shields. I knocked out all your weapons. And the hull missile comes in for a 6 damage kill. Fantastic. Ship explodes, giving us a fuel drone part and 18 more scrap. We're almost back up to full hull again, which is silly. We have 50 missiles and 55 drone parts, so there's no reason to not use all these super explosives, because they're evidently abundant. And let's go check out the store, apparently. We can sell off some of our junk and get even more money to maximize our firepower. Ship engineer set up a small shop here. He has fairly irrelevant augments that I don't care about. We'll sell him the heavy laser, we'll sell him the Pegasus missiles, we'll sell him the ion blast, we'll sell him the boarding drone. And that'll be good. So with 184 scrap, what do we want to buy? Let's maximize our engines just for fun. There we go. Now we're even harder to kill. And we have 1 more jump before we finish the sector. We'll fight the mini-boss in the start of the next sector, and then I think we're just going to be done there. Our sensors are no match for the ship Slug's telepathic abilities. A ship we never even saw opens fire from astern. That's fine. It's going to take them a while to power up that glaive beam, and we're going to kill them before they get the chance anyway, so who am I to judge? Drop a breach bomb in their shields, we missed. Drop a hull missile in their shields then. That time we didn't miss. That means that they are in a lot of hurt. And they're trying to run away, but unfortunately they die before that happens. Nice try, Slug Assault. Goodbye. 3 fuel, a missile, and 12 scrap. This is where we have reached the event horizon, like I said. We have ultimate cosmic power here, and there's nothing they can do to us. Let's turn on the oxygen of level 2, just they can't disable that as easily, and we are going to go fight our final battle here. Let's go fight off this scary, scary mini-boss. The long-range beacon is almost hidden within a nebula, and we immediately jump to the next sector. Bring it on! We arrive in a new sector of deep space. We find a large cruiser-class ship. Our crew reports an incoming transmission saying, "We're tracking a hostile ship in this area. You may not be safe." We want to start fighting them, because they say, "Your ship will be a great challenge in combat, and an honor to defeat. We must do battle to prove our worth." Right. Okay, well, once you turn that cloak off, I'm going to kill you then. You do have a defense drone, which is going to make this a bit more troublesome, but honestly, I'm not that bothered. You have 2 heavy lasers, which aren't scary at all, and a big laser, which is marginally scary. Knock out the shields. Fire the hull missile just for fun. It got blocked. That's what I expected. And we're going to fire our... Ooh, it's a nice selection of interesting systems here to attack. Fire our glaive beam, if we can, through the shields, helm, weapons, and cloak. I don't think we can get all of them. I can do this pretty easily, though. There we go. Dealt a bit of damage to them. We're going to take a couple hits here, but that's fine by me. Nothing serious. We took a little hit to drone control. We can go fix that, no problem. Alright, breach bombs will be ready again in a second. We can breach out the shields again before they can do much to repair them. There we go. Now your shields are quite broken. We're going to hull missile again just for fun, too. It's probably going to get blocked, but I don't even really... Not really that bothered. Sometimes they miss. They have cloaked, which means we're going to have a little bit more trouble killing them, but that's fine. We're going to vent out this room so these guys start suffocating before anything else happens. Whee! Lasers. For everyone. Let's breach them in the shields again, and we should be able to one-shot them with the glaive beam now. No, not quite. They resisted the damage. Alright, can we hull missile them? Probably not, but let's try anyway. No, that thing has good aim. Alright, let's knock out their systems again, because that's fun. Actually, I can hit 5 rooms here. I don't know why I didn't do that before. All I have to do is aim right through there. And they're dead. Nice try there, Rock Cruiser. Nice knowing you. We'll send our Mantis over to kill your boarding party, because why not? And the ship explodes, where we gather 3 fuel, 5 missiles, a drone part, and 20 scrap. We also gather some more data about a powerful battleship being constructed by the pirates in this sector. Interesting. Let's get in here and murder the guys trying to destroy our oxygen. Is it close? Not really. Maybe we'll just jump straight there and fight that, too. And then that will be the end, since a pirate battleship sounds somewhat different than everything else we've faced off against so far. Might be an interesting challenge, who knows? So we'll go fight them, and then we will be done for today. Go away, Rockmen. Hurry up and die. I know you have a lot of health, but come on now. There we go. Alright, back in the med bay. Let's turbocharge our heals so our Mantis are ready to go quicker. There we go. Oxygen's all fixed up. Fantastic. Go, Mantis, go. And Engie into the med bay. Power into the oxygen. Fantastic. That should recharge our oxygen nice and quick, and then we'll be able to move on. Okay, so let's go and face this guy down. We're going to make a beeline straight for that big ship so we can fight them and murder them, hopefully, and we'll see what else we can do. A Slug transport ship is stationed near the beacon with a military escort ship. They message us saying they've been waiting for a customer for ages. Let's ask to see their goods. Before they get ahead of themselves, they need to explain some ground rules of their transaction. Unfortunately, this is them trying to distract us, so we're going to use our Slug to sense someone aboard the ship. It looks like the merchant was trying to stall us while someone teleported on board. We catch him before he could finish what he was doing, and he teleports away, and we prepare for battle. Okay, goodbye, friend. I'm going to breach you, I'm going to hull missile you to death, and we're going to also glaive beam you. 6 damage! Aw, I missed. Come on. Alright, go, go, power lasers! They ask what's in their stores in exchange for their lives. No, I don't think so. You're going to die. You can't backstab us and then try and ask for mercy. We get a missile, a drone part, and 14 scrap from them, which is more importantly 2 hull. Let's jump a little bit further and go murder that capital ship, and then we can be done with this. We find another Slug broadcasting the distress signal and contact them, saying they're again having problems with their oxygen. Thankfully, we have a Mantis who can oversee the repairs, and it becomes clear again there's nothing wrong with their oxygen. We murder some Slugs, get 19 scrap, and we move on. Alright, pirate battleship, what do you have for us? Are you more dangerous than anything else we've faced so far? Let's find out. That's unexpected. It's a micro boss. Really? Huh. We arrived at the coordinates we got from the cruiser. It's a shipyard, alright, but it looks like the battleship is already finished. It might be too late. We receive a transmission from the battleship. I don't know how you find your way here, but you're just in time for our test run. Hope you're ready for this. And the transmission is cut before we can respond. What on earth is this mess? What are those weapons, too? They're hiding underneath the boss weapons. They might actually be the boss weapons, but I can't tell for sure because I can't see them. That is an unexpected fight. This might actually be an interesting challenge. You might die here. Who knows? I like how it's tiny, though. Okay, I think we're going to need to turn off one of these to turn on the ion blast. Although, even then, they have that defense drone. This might be a pain in the butt. We can breach them to hit their Zoltan shield. This should only be a 5-hit shield since it's not actually the boss. We can glaive beam them if we have to. I need them to reappear first, though. That is a nasty ion drone, too. He's fast. Okay, looks like they just got heavy lasers. Oh, wow. Shield-piercing super lasers. Okay, never mind. Let's breach them. Wow, look at those lasers. That's actually pretty scary. Holy cow. Okay, I can't do a whole lot else now, so we're going to just lay down some glaive on them to actually take their shields offline. Those guys are actually pretty dangerous. Okay. Don't underestimate the battleship. So you learned today. We gotta go fix our oxygen, fix our weapons pretty quickly. There we go. Oxygen's back online. That'll do. These are shield piercing, aren't they? Thankfully, they both miss, which is awesome. The ion isn't the most important thing right now, but keeping ourselves alive is pretty crucial. Let's get that hull missile back online, not that it really matters. And we'll go in here and take out the oxygen again, or turn the oxygen back on again, rather. More lasers coming in. Whoop! Ah, they took out the weapons again, you jerks. At least they don't take out the breach missiles. The breach missiles and the glaive beams are what we really need to have charged up and ready to go, because that's what we can do damage with here. Some scare. Oh, I see. Hang on, those actually are. Those are 2 heavy laser advanced, I assume, and those are 2 burst lasers. You can actually see them there. Yeah. Interesting. We also need to go fix our oxygen, apparently. So let's go do that again. And our sensors, too. Breach them in the shields, please. Please don't miss. Fantastic. We're taking some serious hurt here, but we should be able to lay down some pain in a second, too, so I'm not too worried. Ow. Alright, we may die here, and if that happens, I'm entirely okay with it. I'm really not bothered if we die fighting this thing. They've boarded us with a whole bunch of crew, and a crystal, what do you know? Alright, let's get in here and fight them then. If they want to come in here and fight us, that's okay by me. We're going to send some more crew in to help. I'm not going to send either of them, though. We're going to send... I can't send the pilot either. That's actually a nasty situation to be in. Thankfully, we have our constant healing factor, so if I can get our help in there, we should be fine. Now, I'm going to send more crew in there to help slow them down, while our Rockman tries to get there to give us the edge we need again. The breach bombs should allow us to kill them now. Put them in the shields. The blade beam should be allowed to do damage. And we missed! Oh, that's terrible. Alright, I'm going to actually fire this thing before they can repair it again, so we can actually do some damage. And we should be able to hit the weapons this way. There we go. That should knock off at least one of their weapons, which should make us a little bit tougher. Now, unfortunately, we're actually still losing this fight, which isn't great. I'm going to go put out a fire before we get in any real trouble here. They've teleported more crew on board, which is really bad given we have no shields. We're actually in some serious trouble right now. We might wind up dead here. We're going to send our NG over here to try and fix something, I guess? While our crew tries frantically to not die horribly. Actually, I'm going to send NG into the helm. And that way I can send Duke into here to help defend. They've actually teleported home, which is good. Okay. We need to get our defenses back up pronto. So Mantis, you're going to go fix our something or other. Weapons and shields are just about fixed, so it doesn't really matter what we're doing now. Duke back in there. You're back on evasion. Rockman, go fix the drone control. Not that it really matters. This is actually a very interesting fight, and I'd be quite happy to die here because this is already beyond where I wanted to get with this run. Breach missile them in the shields, please. Turn that thing offline. We're down to 2 hull left. This is actually pretty scary. Alright, let's bring that hull missile online. Can we last long enough to actually do any real damage to them and defeat these guys? I would be kind of surprised if we can at this point, but I will love to see it happen. That pierces and kills us, doesn't it? Oh, thank goodness it missed. Alright, we need our shields back online. That thing really needs to miss us a couple times. If we had a way of cloaking, this would be much easier, but we don't. And they do, which makes this really bad, because I was about to hit them there, but I can't now. If they get those shields back up again, it's going to make this a lot harder. We need a little bit more repair in our oxygen, so let's send you over there to do that. Or send our Mantis over into the teleporter. We're going to take a big salvo from them in a second. They're about to alpha strike us, which means we're probably going to die. Thankfully, our shields came back online. Here we go. Last hope. Can we hit them before they hit us twice? Nope. That was a tough ship. I like that. Unfortunately, well, fortunately enough, that was when I wanted to die anyways. That works out great. One last explosion marks our fate as our ship is torn apart. 8,835 points. No, not a surprise there, given we went literally everywhere. So that's going to mess up our scores forever, but that's fine. We have 113 ships defeated, 244 beacons explored, 89 repairs for Atreyu, 749 evasions for Duke, 243 jumps survived for Duke. That's pretty good. I'm glad that that was actually a ship that could kill us, because that's a nice way to end this off. I think we're still in Sector 1. But yes, that is Infinite Space. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye-bye.